Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. I want to say thanks to all of you guys on my channel here. It really means the world to me. You guys have given me hope and kept the dream alive. I wish I could give you guys individually something, but that's not quite possible. So I figured I could give you guys a little blues lesson for the holidays. And this one is inspired by a guy named Kirk Fletcher. He's a very cool traditional style blues player. He's played with a lot of heavy hitters, and he's been around, and somebody that you should definitely go and check out. I was watching a video of his the other day, and he was just really using dynamics and feel to create a blues solo. It was not complicated in terms of a lot of notes and speed and all of that kind of thing, but he was able to build an interesting solo, really just staying in one area. So I wanted to kind of share with you guys a couple things that I picked out that might be helpful to your playing. So let's go ahead and get into it. A couple things before we get started here. I tune down to E flat. That's just how I do it. If you are tuned down with me, then we are going to play as if we're in A minor, A major pentatonic. If you're in standard tuning, you can play everything back one fret. This starts here basically in B.B. King's blues box, and you can tell that Kirk is really inspired by like B.B. King, Albert King, you know, Freddie King, Albert Collins. Those are some of the real old school blues guys that you should look up, and kind of players that I go back to when I want to hear some old school blues licks. But it's all up here in the B.B. King blues box, and this is going to be A major pentatonic. So it's up here, 9, 11 on the G string, 10, 12, and in this case, 10, 12 on the E string, and I'm going to get into that in just a second here. You know, the intro is kind of something that I built based on what he was doing, but within the B.B. King's blues box, he was doing things like this. So this is really based on, you know, 5 different notes here. So it's not super complicated, but you've got to have the feel to be able to do it. So what's interesting to me is that Kirk was really kind of omitting this note in the A major pentatonic scale. And he would rather go to the 10th fret of the E string here. That really, to me, has, you know, B.B. King and then Albert King mixed in. It's kind of tough to get this lick right, because what I noticed was he was using his first finger, and I think he's got super big hands, you know, strong hands, but really using that to bend almost up a whole step, which you would normally do in like Albert King's box, which is going to be right here. So if I was going to play a bend like that, I would normally do it, you know, bending with my ring finger and using all 3 fingers to bend. You see, even there, going to the 8th fret, I am using my middle finger with my first finger supporting it. I'm able to bend a little bit easier in doing that. So with Kirk's playing, he would just go, which I use 11 to 56 gauge strings, D'Addario tuned down. So it's tough. I used bigger strings at one time. I don't recommend doing that. 10s and 11s will get the job done, but try using your index finger to bend a whole step on that 10th fret. That is a tough lick to do. So that's, you know, one thing I kind of picked out from what Kirk was doing, but he would also throw in this note right here. So, you know, this is called the blue note, whatever. That cliche note that you might hear on a turnaround. Right? So it's the same note up here we're tuned down, but I'm speaking in terms of standard tuning. This is E, D sharp, D. So he would throw that in, and what you can do if you want to use feel and use bending, a lot of Albert King style, you can really bend any of those notes up a half step, whole step. You can get crazy with it in between and create, different sounds. And you can even walk that down into 10, 9, 8 on the E string there, and that's where Albert King would hang out. Really getting all those crazy bends, but Kirk was doing it up in B.B. King's blues box. So that's really what I enjoyed about his playing. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson video today, and if you're traveling, safe travels to you. Hopefully you can spend some time with family or whoever you'd like to spend time with, and just maybe get a moment to relax and take it easy. That's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe playing a little bit of guitar on the side too. So thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in today. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Hopefully this lick gave you some inspiration, and there's more content coming very soon. All right, peace.